Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. And in this video I'll be reviewing day one of the second test match between England and India. Let's get into this review. India are 310 for 5 at stumps, and I thought England have just about seized the day. Despite that, I think India they should get to that 420 to 430 mark, especially considering the attack they have picked for this match, and I'll get to that very shortly. Starting off with the 11s for both sides for England, I've said in my previous two videos that they won't change the side, and they can't do so given the squad they've selected, and unsurprisingly they went with an unchanged side. And for India, as expected, Karun Nair played at number 3 and Nish Kumar Reddy was brought in, but I'd said they should bring in Kuldeep Yadav and Arshdeep Singh. They went with Washington Sundar, and Prateek Krishna retained his place. Now, where Washington Sundar is slated to bat at number 8, they're 310 for 5. Yet, in the eyes of some, they may not be confident India can get to 430 from here as a given, despite Washington, in my view, can score at least a 60-odd if he walks out tomorrow in the series. I think he's a very good batsman. So in that case, I think you'd rather prioritize your frontline bowling. As a bowler, who would you think would be more threatening? Kuldeep or Washington? Given Kuldeep's got the more offensive game, I think Kuldeep would be more threatening. You've played Arshdeep Singh as well. Then you've got two quality options there with Akashdeep to support an economical bowler, Siraj to be an attacking bowler who goes runs, and you've got Jadeja to be a defensive economical bowler. The problem here is you've got Jadeja defensive bowler, Washington defensive bowler. I've said if one person scores a boundary, they'll spread the field, meaning you've got two defensive spinners, you're spreading the field. Akashdeep is a containing bowler. Siraj can go at a 3.5 economy rate. He can pick a wicket on his day. You don't know if Prateek Krishna will go for 6 runs and over given the lengths he bowls. Meaning, if Siraj does not pick up a wicket, you are in big trouble, especially if you don't get to that 430 mark. So the bowling selection, I do not agree with it, but they've done what they have done. And looking at the first session, as was the case in the previous test match, I think that was 92 for 2. This is 98 for 2, a shared session. A disappointing dismissal from KL Rahul, but you scored 100 in the previous match. At some point, you're going to be dismissed early. And I'm not surprised Karun Nair was dismissed at 31. I think if Sai Sudarshan had played, he would have scored at 31 as well. They both have looked settled when they have been batting, but unfortunately, they have been dismissed just when they've been looking to kick on. It's unfortunate. I don't think they're out of form. It's just that's what's happening at this point in time. And Rishabh Pant, after he's bided his time in the last 3 innings you've seen, for the first 40-odd deliveries, he's played at a 50 strike rate, and then he's gone about in the way that he does go about. In this case, he's looking for that release shot. I wouldn't criticize him too much for it because you're comparing him to someone like a Quinton de Kock, where I feel you're looking at both of those two. You just let them do what they do. And you've seen Rishabh Pant, he scored twin centuries in the previous match. He tried to go the aggressive route at that point in time. In this case, it didn't work out, so I don't think I'd criticize him for that. And this is where India 310 for 5. After you're looking at this England attack, apart from Chris Woakes, they've got Brighton Cars who's bowling with an injury. Josh Tongue to the batsman, the frontline batsman, he's bowled very poorly. He just picked up the wickets against the bowlers. Ben Stokes, I'll say this again, he's bowled 15 overs today. If he bowls 20 overs in most of the innings leading up until the 4th test or so, he will not last. Shoaib Bashir against India, he's not going to do much according to me. So you've got this attack, yet in all 3 innings thus far, you've given timely wickets and you found yourself collapsing. Now, I think they have arrested the collapse here. They've got a partnership of 99, and I think that you can back these two with how well they're playing, Gill and Jadeja, to take India past 430, and you've got a very good player in Washington. So, I'm not concerned that they won't get past 430. What I am concerned is, even if they get that amount, you've seen the defensive fields. With that bowling attack, are they going to trouble England? I don't know. Because there is some purchase on offer on the last 2 days, you've got the 2 spinners there in Jadeja and Washington. They'll find purchase on the surface, but that can be nullified because of the nature of them as bowlers. They are defensive bowlers, especially when you're spreading the field, then that can nullify their effectiveness. That is what I'm concerned about. So in India's case, they've got to get at least 430 tomorrow. And this is for a point of future reference going to the series. Where they win or lose this match, they should use this ploy from the third innings itself, where, as I'd said when they toured Australia, you've got this England attack. It's an injury-prone attack. Just try and bat for as long as possible and just break them. Chris Wilkes not too far from injury. Ben Stokes not too far from injury. Josh Tongue also. Bryden Cars is bowling with an injury. Jofra Archer is in the reserves. In my view, he will be injured if he bowls 20 overs in an innings. So they haven't got the depth. Bat for a long time and break them. You've been batting on the surfaces that have allowed you to do that. Yet, unfortunately, that you've lost wickets at key points after setting the foundation very well in all the innings thus far. So, unfortunate there. I've not ruled out a hope of India winning this match. I think that they can do it. It's just that if they'd picked Ashdeep and Kuldeep, even from this situation, I would have said India would win this test match. It'd be 1-1 going into the third. Because they've picked a very defensive attack, that's where the uncertainty comes in, but let's see what's in store. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share, friends, and this is my opinion. Watch it.